Telltale Games was once at the forefront of interactive storytelling. From emotional, choice-driven adventures to some of the most beloved narrative experiences in gaming history, they redefined how stories could be told through video games.
But the spirit is weak.
Come on, Reese, just tell it to run.
Let me go. The night experience itself.
If you're gonna hit me, hit me!
Tell me.
You're not taking me, you fucking ponce. I'll roll over on the lot of you before I let that shit happen.
I'm running out of patience, crooked man. I don't have time to fuck around here.
But in just a few short years, they went from becoming an industry leader to complete collapse. So what exactly happened? How did a studio that created one of the most acclaimed games of all time fall apart so quickly? Today, we're diving into the rise and fall of Telltale Games. Telltale Games was founded in 2004 by former LucasArts employees Kevin Bruner, Dan Connors, and Troy Lander. Their goal was to revive the adventure game genre, taking inspiration from classic LucasArts games. Early on, they struggled to find success, with titles like Tales of Monkey Island and Back to the Future. The game garnering modest attention but not breaking through. The studio's big breakthrough came in 2012 when it adapted The Walking Dead, a popular comic and TV series, into an interactive game. The game was revolutionary in blending emotional storytelling with player-driven choices. Each decision carried weight, and the characters' fates were shaped by player actions. The emotional depth of the story, particularly the bond between the player and Clementine, made The Walking Dead a huge hit. It won over 80 Game of the Year awards and sold over 28 million copies, catapulting Telltale Games into the spotlight. Following this success, Telltale expanded its portfolio with titles like The Wolf Among Us, 2013, based on the Fables comic series. The Wolf Among Us further refined the formula of choice-based storytelling, offering a noir-inspired narrative full of rich characters and deep moral dilemmas. The game was praised for its mature themes and compelling plot, establishing Telltale as a master of narrative-driven experiences. Telltale continued to build on this success, producing games like Tales from the Borderlands, 2014, Game of Thrones, 2014, Minecraft Story Mode, 2015, and Batman, the Telltale series, 2016. These games were also generally well received but began to show signs of fatigue. Players were growing weary of the same formula, choice-driven stories with similar emotional beats and mechanics. As Telltale's library grew, many began to question whether their formula had become stale. Internally, Telltale faced growing pressures. The studio was under constant demand to churn out new titles. As a result, developers were working long hours, often 14 to 18-hour days, to meet tight deadlines. Their aging game engine, the Telltale tool, was another problem. While innovative at first, it became outdated and limited the studio's ability to innovate visually and mechanically. Fans began to notice that games released later in Telltale's career lacked the polish of their earlier titles, and the repetitive nature of the gameplay further alienated some players. By 2017, the studio's problems began to snowball. Despite the anticipation for sequels like The Walking Dead, the final season, and The Wolf Among Us 2, Telltale's output began to feel rushed, and their reliance on their old engine made newer titles less impressive. The biggest blow came on September 18, 2018, when Telltale announced it was shutting down. The closure led to the mass layoff of nearly 250 employees and the cancellation of several major projects. The company filed for bankruptcy shortly after. What led to Telltale's downfall? Several factors played a role. The company's inability to adapt to new technologies, their unsustainable development practices, and creative burnout all contributed to their decline. They expanded too quickly, relying on the same formula without sufficient innovation, and the pressure to meet deadlines took a toll on both staff morale and product quality. Despite its end, Telltale's legacy remains profound. They helped pioneer the trend of choice-based narrative games, proving that video games could be a powerful storytelling medium. The Walking Dead demonstrated how interactive narratives could evoke deep emotional responses, influencing countless games that followed, such as Detroit Become Human, Life is Strange, and Cyberpunk 2077. In 2019, Telltale's assets were acquired by LCG Entertainment, and the studio was revived under new management. The new Telltale has been more cautious, focusing on fewer, higher-quality projects. The long-awaited The Wolf Among Us 2 is set to release in 2025, but whether it will recapture the magic of the original remains to be seen. Telltale's rise and fall serve as a reminder of the delicate balance between innovation and sustainability. Their early successes reshaped the way we think about narrative in video games, but their inability to evolve in the face of growing demands ultimately led to their collapse. Still, their influence is felt in modern games, and their legacy continues to inspire game developers around the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing to our channel so you can get notified for more content like this.